All right, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. So I'm not gonna waste much time. Many of you know the growing campaign of mass Americans release based on the fact that so already have decided to do the needful. And I've seen some people blaming Igbo people. Why is it that Yoruba man is one speaking for your Igbo people, speaking for you and all that? I see it in a different way. I see it as a good idea, simply because Nigeria has been designed in a way that we are not even third class. I'm talking about Igbo people. We are not even fourth class. We are just a foreigner in Nigeria. That is the situation of things. Unless if you don't understand it, that's why you keep on blaming Igbo people, because there's no Igbo man that will call for this protest that will have that kind of momentum that it has now. Not because we don't have people or the people that can call for the protest. It is possible. But the reason why it is well welcomed now is simply because somebody who is being perceived to be part of the structure, Yoruba people happen to be second-class citizens. The first class are the northerners. When you hear northerners, I'm talking about Fulanis, not the Hausa people. So when Sowore call for that, you will not hear some things that you would have, you will not see something that you would have seen when Igbo man called for that protest. That is gospel truth. And if some of you that have followed me here, I keep on saying that I don't support anything protest in Igbo land or in Nigeria. Because if you do that, as an Igbo man, it will trigger a lot of issue. We are not here for this. I just want to establish this because I've noticed some people are using that as an excuse why people should not go out and support or throw their support to show calling for release of mass American. It is a very good idea, a very welcome one. I question Sowore credibility in telling you that he wants Mass to be released simply because his friendship with Chukwuebu, the one called himself Ijele, right? So that's the only way I have issue with everything. Not that I'm not in support of him or people going out to protest. As long as you always won't call it, I'm in support, because instead of them to throw bullets on people, they may throw only tear gas. But if any man call that, they will not only throw bullets, they will also send some people to prison. Because this is not your country, you're a foreigner. You can't protest in somebody's land. You understand what I'm talking about? Especially when you are not being licensed to do so. That is a different thing. Yoruba people can protest, no problem, but the Igbo man cannot. And this division and this marginalization is growing day in, day out. Why? Because some people are still seeing it as some Igbos are doing propaganda, and those I'm talking about are those who are supposed to know better from our land, criticizing people who call for this, who call for, justice, and who call for an end of marginalization going on in our land. Some Igbo people will be the one challenging you on that. The video is gonna be somehow long, but I will try my best to minimize it. That is why I will not go on and talk. Let us hear what this soldier man said. Then from there we'll move it. But before then, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. This is our second platform, and I want you to be part of it. As you can see, we need your hands here. We need your subscribe. So we need you to subscribe. We need your effort, your comment, your liking. Give the video thumbs up. That is a way to grow it, and you need to be part of it. Unless which I don't think you are. So let's hear what this soldier man said.
Thank you for lending your voice also in support of thank you for lending your voice also in support of the release of what? Of Nnamdi Kanu. This guy don't they there. They separated him from his family. The same thing when they accuse him for, when they never see evidence, they establish their facts. They only put that man there because of their selfish purpose. That make they put that particular man there, Nnamdi Kanu. Igboho agitate for their own country. Say they won't come up for Nigeria. He was arrested, and at the same time, they don't release and Igboho is moving freely. There are a lot of people, Boko Haram, all of the they go, they negotiate peace with those ones. The ones when say that they give Nigeria a tough time. They buy people. They carry them, they go bush. Then they go, they make peace with them. It's like they beg them, say, I beg. To the extent, say, they say some don't repent. 5 things they give them, they beg them. Waiting Nnamdi Kanu do. Everything that man said has come to pass. Everything they have foreseen and he said concerning this their particular system is coming to pass gradually. And I'm using this opportunity to address all the Igbo big men because of their selfish purposes. All of them they go. They go the office, go they lie down. Go have this money, they have this influence, but they will never agitate for the release of Nnamdi Kanu. They will never, because they don't want a better Nigeria. They take advantage of the loophole, the gallop, when they on ground now. Now all of them, they do it, they take advantage of. That is why Gideon has come to liberate the people, give them the voice. Do you imagine? Gideon uses his voice for him. Nothing he do, the only thing he said was, come, now like this we go be. Let's separate ourselves, now do. Then prove the reason why he will not separate himself. That is what you guys need to prove. Now, whatever thing he said is repeating himself over and over again. That every good meaning person when he need life was okay, he won't come much. Yes, insecurity full everywhere. The economy is nowhere to talk of. Presently, nobody is safe. The Igbo influencers, one are supposed to come together. When I go, they lie down. They lie down for office. They lie down for office. Selfish for no own reason. They separated this man from his family for so long. And most of them, when they say they do worst, they are.
This is a soldier, a Nigerian soldier. This is not Kai reports. This is not Mazda Khan. This is not Igbo businessman. This is not the Igbos in Lagos. This is not from any Biafran person. This or that. You understand? A serving Nigerian soldier. Many of them are speaking up, and long may it continue because they are saying what you are not saying. Like I said, there's something he said here. Because this video, to be honest with you, I would have loved to do this in a live broadcast, but because of some videos, there's some clips that I want to show, which I said earlier today on our main platform, that I will have time. I will try to map out time to play some of these clips for you to understand what is coming and what is going on. Like I titled the video, how prepared are you to welcome Fulani Ndobonigwe in your community? How prepared are you? You may not understand this because to you it's about, oh, once people talk, yo, you guys want Biafra. Who wouldn't want his freedom? You also want your freedom. Forget about the name Biafra. If the name is your problem, learn how to get used to it because it's not gonna wipe out. Your name, I'm not against your name. Your name is your name. And the truth is that we must understand the purpose of everything is live and let live. Not war, not killing anybody, not kidnapping, not manipulating, not cheating, not whatsoever. I don't promote criminality. What I want to see is progressive Yoruba land, progressive Hausa land, or Hausa Fulani, progressive all the ethnic group that make up Nigeria today. That's what I want to say. I want to live with my, in an environment where I can go to bed and sleep, where I can train my children and beat my children and say, my children are not gonna face one or two things. Not an environment where you have something like this. Now, this is people who were telling you they need, Ruga. They want Ruga. They want to come to your community and bring their cow and live because they are lacking land and land that can grow grass and all that. But look at the wide field. Look at the space here. Very, very big land. Somewhere in the north. They were there training themselves, doing military parade, everything. Nothing, no Nigerian officer, Nigerian police, Nigerian army, they can't do anything. Ike Guru Ago and all of them. they are busy wearing Osama Bin Laden jackets on a live broadcast telling you that Igbos are the problem. The one, the Papua on UK, Jovika, is also telling you that is Igbo, he pity Fulani, that you guys are using their name to do all manner of things. The video you are seeing here is not Igbo people, it's not IPOB, they are not even Oduduwa, they are core Fulani people. Just take a look at the equipment, the military equipment in their hands, that they have in their position. Watch. Did you notice the flag? Did you notice the flag? Yeah. Now, just imagine this equipment. Just imagine them as they are driving this now. Just imagine them, driving this thing heading to your own community without informing you, without knowing. It's not as if when they come to your community, or when they go to your community, no matter how you want to put it, it's not as if you have, national, military, whatever, army of the nation to protect and to no. The army have already started distancing themselves from anything that has to do with them. They are no longer coming close. There's this rumor. The template they're using is not as if it's just fall from sky. The science has been there, which Master Gano was calling and shouting about it. People don't want to pay attention. Now they're telling you they are not telling you one-on-one what the template is all about. Like yesterday, I played the one from a Reverend Father who actually narrated the template. The point they want to use, the template they will have, the mode of operation 2025, how they're going to use cutlass, motorbike, tanker, like truck and all that. And we are seeing that every now and then. That go the truck, do this and do that. It is not just a coincidence. Hear this. Now let me, just a moment.
Going to happen, and there's nothing that these Labour Party dogs can do about it. Simple. We control the army, we control the navy, we control all the military, we control the executive. We
control the army, we control the police, we control the executive. That means governorship, Senate, House, all these things, we control it. We have all the military equipment, we have the gun. Let's be real. Yeah.
All the guns. Let's be real.
In Amia.
Is it you guys? Is it the Igbos? Get the fuck out of here. The Igbos are trying to do their little insurgency. They can't even get that shit off the ground. Exactly. Get out of here. All right? The Islamic Republic of Nigeria is going to happen, and there's nothing you are going to do about it.
The Islamic Republic of Nigeria is going to happen. There's nothing you guys will do about it. Nobody. This is not a dream. My dream was not very, very clear to me. So I dreamed about it. No, he's telling you one-on-one. Do you know how far they have gone for them to have this audacity to come out and begin to point out this thing before you? Because they know, even if they know it's there, you can't do anything. They have checked around you over and over again and don't know you can't do anything. And truly, you can't do anything unless you do what you're supposed to do.
You think the Muslim ticket, that was just the start? Soon,
that the Muslim ticket is just the start. Jovika is telling that the Igbos defend themselves is Igbolani.
It's going to be a Muslim country. Arabic and Hausa will be the official languages of Nigeria. We're not speaking our colonizers.
Your man is not even going there. Not only your land will be gone, your language will also follow suit. About my from the representative.
Tongue anymore.
Bro, I knew you were a goddamn terrorist. I knew you were a motherfucking
Oh my God, terrorist this.
Now, did somebody decided to respond to him, telling him that I know you're a terrorist and all that? After telling him that he's a terrorist, and so what? he's proud of what he's doing, and he's going to continue doing that which he think is best in which he think that is best for him. Now, let me remind you of this as well.
They just want to pass a message. We can come in, we can do what we need to do. And there are some hardliners in this government that are sponsoring this kind of narratives.
Are you hearing that? We connected with what the man said, that we are in control of army, we are in control of police, we are in control of the executive. And this man happened to be one of the intelligence in the Nigerian army. I don't know if he's still working Kule, a Yoruba man, telling you his confidence when Boko Haram started. There are some highlands in government sponsoring this thing. If that sponsorship then, during the time of Jonathan, that's when because he worked under Jonathan regime and the Yaradua. But everything he said here is still playing out in the system, even times 100 as more than how it used to be. More than how it used to be. Now pay attention so you can get it very, very clear.
They just want to show that they can Islamize this country. They think about Taliban, they think about the Mujahideens, and they want to replicate it in this country. And they don't care what happened. They simply don't care. As long as at the end of the day, there's Sharia, and there is whatever thing they have in their head, they want to achieve. So these people that are sending messages are sponsored by Nigerians. You remember this Boko Haram issue started since 2012. Yeah. And I was in the military intelligence that time. We arrested.
In 2012, I was in military intelligence then. We arrested the mother, and what happened? Just listen.
Those people. It is my organization that actually conducts interrogation and interview. And they mention names. I mean, I can't come on air and start mentioning names of people that are presently in government now that I know. Presently in government. That the boys that we arrested mentioned. Some of them are governors now. Some of them are in the Senate.
Are you hearing that?
Some of them are in Asu Rock. The intent.
No, after knowing this now, then you ask yourself, that thing that guy said, we control this, we control. Is it true or lie? Like, did he say something out of nowhere? Like he's just bragging, or he's just trying to fool himself? He's actually being real. He's telling you the truth. Listen.
The mission is to Islamize Nigeria and practice Sharia. And it doesn't matter if some people die. It doesn't matter if you're embarrassed. It doesn't matter if our economy has degenerated. Look at the interest rate. Look at the inflation rate. Look at the debt profile of Nigeria. They don't care. As long as at the end, the Quran is at the sea. So some people in this country have this mindset. And we must tell the truth. If you tell the truth, you die. If you don't tell it, you die. Some people have this mindset to Islamize the nation. And they are in the government. And people know them. The DSS know them. The NIA know them. The DIA knows them. You can't succeed without an inside person.
Okay. You hear that? Now, then Gumi said from his own side, Gumi said this.
We are talking about ethnic war.
So it's an ethnic war, right?
Yes, it's going on, less.
So between which ethnic group?
Between now the nomadic Fulani, the headsmen, and the others. If the others means anybody who's not them.
Okay, let me stop.
Talking about banditry, we are talking about.
No, hold on. This is just to tell you that when you hear some people asking, why is the government not saying anything? Why are they not doing anything? Have you seen any governor, not only from Southeast, even in the South Side, in the Southwest, in North Central, even in the North, telling you that there's a war in Nigeria? None of them, nobody have admitted there's a war going on. When it was between, when it was happening in farmland, the narrative was is a herders farmers clash. Farmers herders clash. That's what you be hearing. Today is now a household herders clash. It's now people's compound herders clash. It is now people's community herders clash. It is now individual, and it's going to get to politicians herders clash. You think you can use propaganda everything to do politics? That is why listen. I am sure that if nothing is being done, even the so-called governors, they will cry more than what average Nigerians are crying today, because it will spread like wildfire. And let me say this: this video is not to create problem or to attack anybody or to promote violence. No, it is for educational purpose, for you to understand. That's why I titled it, "How prepared are your community to welcome them?" Because they're coming. Yes, you did not invite them. They don't even need your invitation. They're on their way to your own village. The difference between you and the other one is time. That the difference between you and communities that are crying now is time. And without wasting much time, let me show you this. Just listen. What you are watching is the mass burial of Christians. Not one. You can see they use a very big truck to carry dead body. Families, because they share this nonsense to every family. You can see the gasket is uncountable. You can't even count it. Mass burial. To you, you may say it's AI, right? It's AI. That's why I said your community did not invite them, but they're on their way to your community. How prepared are you? Look at it. Just look at this truck on the screen. You can see, or what I see now is just, in some cases, they will have each badge. First truck will come, another truck will follow suit. So at the end of the day, every household in the community are mourning, burying one or two of their brothers and sisters and children, pregnant women, things that you used to hear in the movie is not happening before your eyes. And the Christian community are still dreaming, waiting for a way for something, one unimaginable being to descend and fight. I hope it's going to happen. I don't wish anybody to buy, but it is laughable from my own point of view. It is very, very, very. I can't stand it, to be honest with you. Now, I will share this with you. This is a boy that lost
our village.
He lost his own mother. Hear his own story. He said Fulani people entered our village. Listen.
When the Fulani headmen entered our village, the soldiers now run. They did not even shoot even one bullet that day. They ran.
Meaning that the soldiers was there in the village before the Fulani came, and soldiers, upon sighting them coming, or when they noticed that Fulanis are coming, they ran away. They did not even shoot one or even a bullet. Listen.
So we that were outside, we look for a place to hide. So after everything has been done, in the morning on Sunday, we went into the area to see what has been destroyed and what has been left. After which we saw dead bodies in the area. The fertilizers that we kept in our houses, they removed it and poured it in the area. They killed some of our people and put fire on them that day. My dad was inside the house. They met him in the house and they killed him. My mom went and hid in the leader's house. The man that looks over the village. She hid in his house where he used to keep his goat.
I don't know why the video is refused to play, because he actually said that is his mother was also spied because they find that his mother hiding where the leader of the community used to keep his goods. Fulani went there and captured the mother and spied. And this is a Christian in the north. This is not in the jail. This is not in Madagascar. This is not in Mercury. Here on earth. And in the north, not somewhere else. And at the end, this young man lost his mother and his father in the hands of invaders. Why? Because they visited their community. The question is you. How prepared are you to welcome them? You may say, can report what you said now is not true. How can Fulani, how can I run away and refuse to do anything? Maybe it's just one time in the north. That thing cannot happen in any somewhere else. My brother, my sister, the report has it that different communities from people from Kwara State have seen their own complaint. People in the Benue, the same thing. Now in the far north, of course, the same thing is going on. Especially Christian community. And Sheikh Hosani, who's a senator, former senator, Sheikh Hosani, many of you know him, is publicly putting posts that there's nothing like Christian genocide. That is not true. That is about this is a crime against humanity, that it happened to Muslims, it happened to Christians. Liar from pit of hell. I just showed to you truck loaded with people's body. The casket you can see, they are all Christian. I'm not saying that sometimes they don't buy Muslim. They do buy Muslim because once they notice that you are not Muslim enough for that test, you are infidel. According to the report Reverend Father revealed yesterday. Now hear what
the Nigerian would come. The Nigerian military would come and disarm local population first. They will disarm the local population.
Oh, not true.
In fact, what my friends in the Middle Belt have told me is that they have learned that once the military come around searching house to disarm local population, even take their dang guns, they know that the Fulanis are not coming behind.
Are you hearing that? This is not the only one. Another person, another complaint here.
People came and they killed 7 people. What actually pains us?
This is complaint from different locations, from different states.
As most is, it has already been in record that the marvel man has never attempted attacking a person. We have never done that. We've been piping our youths, and indeed the marvel man is a law-abiding person. Yet these people, they are persisting. What actually is paining us most is when our youth, stand to defend, to react, the security personnel are fighting us. They are fighting us. Most of the casualties in the hospitals, they were injured by these soldiers. I don't actually know. Have they come to secure the life of people or to fight the people? Knowingly that the Fulani man is the man that is always attacking us. They knew, and they have done nothing about it. Besides that also, I want to say this to your hearing, Commissioner of Police. Hear this very, very well. The people used to come with sophisticated weapons. Sophisticated weapons. I have an exhibit of what happened. What is this? What color? Which color is this? Is this not army green? This is what they use. But when our boys will stand with their local, I say local, just local made gun to protect their land, your people will fight them and will also collect it. We are bitter about that one. We are bitter about that one. And so we want to say this categorically, that if these people will not, if they will not support us, if they will not support us, please clear them away. What happened at Jambas? What happened at Jambas? The soldiers were sending our youth away, and the Fulani people were burning our houses, and they didn't stop them. And they just stood, and they allowed them to burn our houses. Nothing was done about that. Sir, enough is enough. What this woman has just said, I want to emphasize on that. People saw it. After the killings, the soldiers brought 3 hillocks, and they convey all the Fulani man back.
Can you beat that? After tying these people in their community, soldiers now came into their community, drove into their community and begin to carry the Fulani that tied them, like giving them. They went there to carry the Fulani away from the community. So the question to you is that when they now come to the community, who are you going to place call to? Who are you going to call? Is it the soldiers or police that are transporting them after they must have finished their duty? So these are just government operating. Do you understand it? Now, let us, because after all those things, Makadine Kumas one must give Masakano freedom and all that. You can. I've just played to you. I just played some of this clip for you. There's other one that I have not played here because of the time. I need to stop it. The government is negotiating with them, just like this is a way of funding them. That's negotiation because these are their boys. I'm not accusing government. I'm just trying to tell you what it is based on what people they report. What the man said here, that Fulani came to their community. Soldiers before they came, soldiers search their community and collect all the local made weapon and get away with it. Leaving these villagers empty-handed. Then Fulani now come not to steal their clothes, but to take their life, to reduce their numbers. Then after the operation, after they must have terrorized the community, now military will now go there with trucks, with hillocks, to convey those terrorists away from the community. You can see you have nobody to speak for. You don't have anyone to represent. Now, let me play this for you to watch. And what you are saying now is government doing what they know how to do best, negotiating with these people. You can see the Ngwa and everything. You can see them. I played part of this video on our first video today. As you can see on your screen, you can see everything is playing out here. They are here to negotiate with the government. That's what the reporter said. You won't see this kind of equipment in any Yoruba youth. In their youth, you can't see this because these are just Fulani men, not Nigerian army. You have to go through this. You have to be a terrorist before you can now. They will now reward you with Nigerian army. That's it's not a threat. It's not propaganda. They themselves have made it clear. They recruit them and everything. So that's good to show you what they're doing. You can see. Wait. You can see they went there with current RGP or rocket. I think it is a rocket launcher. Look at what this man is carrying here. Look at what he's carrying here. Do you understand? Look at what they are carrying publicly. And you want to tell me that government is not the one behind them? So what do you have to say about this? What's your take with all this that I just showed to you now? Are you prepared? Or you're waiting for Jovika? Is it Ikegura that is going to save you? Okay, maybe Chukofebu or who? Please let me know in the comment section. And please do me a favor, like the video and subscribe to this channel. This is our second channel and I want to be part of this channel. God bless you. See you again. Bye-bye for now. Take care.